Welcome to this Paralegal College mini tutorial on secondary legislation. Today we will be looking briefly at that species of secondary legislation termed statutory instruments. This video supplements our written course material in the Foundations of Law module of the Certificate in Paralegal Studies, approved by the Institute of Paralegals, the leading paralegal organization in the United Kingdom. Like all our Paralegal College videos, we aim to complete this tutorial in 5 minutes or less. So, let's begin. In this video, we will look at secondary legislation, in particular statutory instruments. Parliamentary time is precious, and Parliament does not have the opportunity to debate every single piece of legislation that the government or other parties might wish to pass. Thus, a great deal of legislation is not actually scrutinised by Parliament. The most common type of secondary legislation is the statutory instrument. Certain types of statutory instrument do not need Parliament's approval. They are made by the Minister responsible for that government department to which the legislation applies. After making the order, the Minister lays it before Parliament, and if it is not objected to within 40 days, it becomes law. This will only apply if there is a specific provision in the relevant Act of Parliament, and the Act itself is what is known as an enabling act. An enabling act contains provisions authorizing the Minister to make such orders, rules or regulations as he or she deems appropriate. For example, a Minister might wish to make an order regarding the regulation of a certain professional body. This will only be possible if the Act governing the regulation of that professional body gives the Minister power to make such orders. Nowadays, many Acts of Parliament are in fact enabling acts. This is because no Act of Parliament can cover every eventuality, and new situations might arise requiring more action in a shorter time than Parliament could bring in legislation for. Parliament can be accused with some justice of over-legislating. Often this is sheer government vanity or even obtuseness. Why, for example, was it necessary to make a law making it a criminal offence to enter the hull of the Titanic? How many people were likely to do that? And at one stage it became necessary, so the government thought, to ban Polish potatoes. One cannot fathom this reasoning. Another law made it a criminal offence to assault a court officer. However, there are already many adequate laws covering the offence of assault, so it should not have been necessary to make a specific law about assaulting a court officer. All of these laws were passed by statutory instrument. Perhaps if members of Parliament had been more alert, they might have objected to such frivolous legislation entering the statute books. However, no institution is perfect, except perhaps heaven, and we are stuck with the creaky mother of democracy just as she is. In this fallible institution, the device of the statutory instrument has its uses. One example is the recent Windrush scandal, whereby long-standing citizens brought here by the UK government in the 1950s and 60s were suddenly being denied medical care, and in some cases evicted from their homes and even deported. In order to correct this monstrous government-created catastrophe, following Theresa May's desire to create what she called a hostile atmosphere for migrants, all the government needed to do was to make a single statutory instrument, ensuring that this cruel venture into political, governmental, institutional racism was brought rapidly to an end. So there you have it, a statutory instrument can save the day when used properly. This concludes our second tutorial on sources of the law. In the next tutorial, we will consider European Union legislation. I promise to do my best not to mention the word Brexit any more than I have to. The more I hear that word, the more it sounds to me, increasingly, like a rather painful disease of the bowels. If you have enjoyed this video, please visit our website paralegalcollege.co.uk, where you can find more information on our Certificate in Paralegal Studies, which is approved by the Institute of Paralegals, the foremost paralegal organization in the United Kingdom.